qualified as well before.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Probably gather.
Yeah, I know where you're coming from. I can empathise fully because I have similar type of issues, but I still can't do certain things whilst I'm at work. It's a sorry time when marriages break up. It's a sorry time when relationships between parents and children to those marriages also break down. Sometimes there can be an awful lot of bitterness surrounding the breakup, and it does get in the way of relationships with children as well. Being on my phone and looking at pictures of my kids, which I don't get to see very often, like yourself, I end up in the same degree of trouble because I'll be committing the same offences. It's the same problem. I'm a professional driver, my colleague is, but we have responsibilities. We've got no choice but to act because of what you're doing. And it puts us in a very, very difficult position.
We have many options. We can send people to court, we can endorse their licence, we can send them on a driver improvement scheme, or we can give them a warning. You know, we've got discretion, and sometimes I'd rather use discretion.
While the cops decide what path they're going to take. Back in Leeds, the debt collector who Mick and Gary have arrested is being booked into Bridewell police station.
No, what should be here?
He needs to answer the charges of driving a leased car without the leasing company's consent.
The solicitor that you use, I would like to contact the due scheme, which is completely independent from the place.
Very, very upsetting there, very emotional. More than you would expect of someone who's not done anything wrong. From start to finish, he's not told us a straight story, start to finish. He constantly changes it. He says, myself and Gary is quite upset if he'll go to prison for what he's done.
To get to the truth about the hire car, Mick and Gary need to talk to the car's actual leaseholder. So they're going to his home address.
Okay.
Got blinds down at windows.
They've just discovered that the debt collector's solicitor has already had a word about his arrest with the man they want to question, and Mick and Gary are more than a little unhappy.
He should be making his own inquiries and trying to undermine our investigation. I'm fuming about that.
The man has agreed to meet them in a petrol station forecourt.
You're going to have to move your seat for me. You're pretty much aware of why you've been here, aren't you?
So that's what I'm aware of.
He's from you, is it?
Yeah.
Is he your solicitor?
It's a family friend of my family. So.
He was careful in what he said, as not to drop anybody else in it. Do you owe any money to the gentleman who lent the car to? Yeah. No.
Not penny. So I owe him any money? I don't owe any money there.
Right, so you've not collected any debts from yourself?
No, he's not collecting any debts or anything like that. Nothing to do with anything.
You ever lived at what?
Yeah.
So he is collecting money from you?
No, he's not collecting any money from me.
So you've never held him 1,500 quid?
You're talking about? Never £1,500, no. Oh, do you mean? Right, you mean the company? In the past, I've taken out a loan with him, but not for £1,500, no.
I think he was tying himself up in knots, trying to come up with these stories and explanations.
Sorry, I didn't realise what you were talking about.
I said he's collecting a debt.
Sorry, no, he's not collecting any debts from me. I didn't realise what you're talking about. No, with his company, I have in the past taken out a loan, but it's a completely separate issue.
When I were asking the questions, I was obviously thinking, this is not true. Should we start again?
Yeah.
Shall we start again, assuming that we know more than you think we know?
Yeah, no.
And shall we start again, and do you want to tell us true?
Yeah, I'm not. Obviously, I've got no reason.
Don't start by saying I'm not lying, because that never works.
No, I understand that. I've got no reason whatsoever to lie to you at all about anything.
I don't agree with you. Has he given you any money today?
He's not giving me any money today.
Has he given you any money towards the vehicle or anything like that?
No, he's giving me
cover any damage?
He's giving me nothing. Not giving me any money today. Not giving me a penny. I haven't taken any money off him or anything like that. So,
There's still some questions to be answered because the story that we both got, I'm pretty certain that one of you is lying.
I don't.
But we'll get the statement sorted. Put it down on paper, and he's going to have to answer some questions. All right. They do always try and give you an account that is, semi-plausible, but we have the time and the resources and the tenacity to see things through to the nth degree, if you like.
The man will be formally interviewed on tape and then released while the cops continue their investigation. Back on the M42, Nigel Kearney and Martin Smith have made up their minds what to do with the trucker they caught using his mobile phone.
I appreciate you got your job to do, and of course I've learned by mine now, haven't I? I've only just got back to work Thursday as well, to like put on myself, but I've still gone through.
At the moment, you will be reported for driving the vehicle whilst not in proper control. I can't deal with you by the means of fixed penalty notice because you've got points. Okay.
The cops have the freedom to use discretion in dealing with every driver.
Discretion is important because we have to remember that we do have the ability to make choices. We're not forced down a particular route in terms of we should go to court, or we should give a ticket, or we should caution, or we should let an individual off. We have to take consideration of all of the facts of an incident, and it's not about letting people off. It's not about not taking any action. It's about making appropriate decisions, and decisions that are appropriate for that individual and the circumstances that we've dealt with. And sometimes the decision that's right for one person wouldn't necessarily be right for the next. I hope it pans out. I probably won't see you because you'll get into your cab now. My colleague will speak to you. I hope it pans out. Yeah, with the kids and that, because I know where you are. Believe me, I'm in the same boat.
Yeah, thanks very much.
Okay, mate.
The written caution he'll receive means he may avoid losing his licence, but he's going to get a lecture from Nigel.
This is a final chance. And the reason being is because what you're driving kills people. You're not looking what you're doing, you will kill somebody, right? Because these things aren't forgiving. You don't do it, you promise you will never ever do it again, right? You get hands-free, you never use that phone ever again when you're driving. You get caught again, you get caught on the motorway by us or another crew, and I'll make sure you go to court. And I'll put in there that we've given you this chance and you've just, you've totally had it in disregard, and I'll ask them to give you the maximum sentence. You've been through hell, by the sounds of it. You don't want to put through it yourself through it again, do you? Alright? See you later.
Okay.
There'll be a moment first.
You can see what the guy is trying to do, and he's trying to get on his feet, and it's been a long road for him, and he's lost everything. And I know exactly where he's coming from, mate. He's been there, and you have. We've still got to do the right thing in terms of our responsibilities to the motorists as well. I can really empathise with you, but you can't let the hearts fall our heads in that way.
We haven't prosecuted him to the full letter of the law. He hasn't gone to court, he hasn't lost his licence. But, I think you have to put yourself in that situation sometimes. And what would you have done?